Uh, Welcome everybody to this webinar about Meaningful Tourism Transformational Game Workshop. My name is Professor Dr. Wolfgang Georg Alt. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Meaningful Tourism Center. So with this, let us start the presentation. The Meaningful Tourism Center introduces the Meaningful Tourism Transformational Game Workshop. And what is Meaningful Tourism Center? So it's a non-profit organization officially based in London, and the headquarters are here in Kathmandu. That's where we are at the moment. So what are we doing? Obviously, we are providing research, training, consulting services for organizations and institutions. And this is based on the work of many people, and including myself. And I'm old enough to have almost 5 years experience in the business. So the meaningful tourism paradigm defines that there are 6 main stakeholders in tourism and hospitality. And the basic idea is a very simple one. Everybody has to be happy about the development to have a good situation. And happiness means all the 6 stakeholders have to receive benefits, which are objective, which might be good jobs, money in the pocket, regional development, and so on. And satisfaction, which is of course subjective, so that people are happy with receiving visitors or happy with the job in the industry, and of course happy with the minimal effect, as small as possible effect on the environment. So 6 stakeholders. Who are the 6 stakeholders? Obviously, the first one are the visitors and the guests, so the travelers. The second, the host communities, and we also that the host communities have become more and more important, and in some places annoyed by too many tourists. We have the employees, and that includes tourism, hospitality, but also transportation, also retail, attractions. So as we all know, 10% of all the jobs in the world are connected to travel and tourism, and they have not been treated very well before the pandemic. As a result, many of them did not return to the industry when the pandemic was finally over. The companies giving the services, of course, they have to earn money so they can invest and grow. The governments on different levels getting taxes and also having a tool for regional development. And last but certainly not least, the environment, both on a local level and on a global level. So one important point about meaningful tourism is that this benefits and satisfaction have to be measured. So, and for that, you have normally what is KPIs, so key performance indicators, so that we are not talking about, like many politicians do, by 2060, this and this will happen, but we talk about real measurable benefits and levels of satisfaction, which are measured every 6 months or every year, and which have to improve. So meaningful tourism transformational game workshops. This is something where within a day for companies and organizations, and within 2 days for students, we are trying to bring across this way of thinking, this way of acting, not by boring presentations, not by slides like this one at the moment. I hope it's not too boring, but by having role plays, by having the participants really taking over the roles of one of the 6 stakeholders or somebody within that. So somebody becoming a small souvenir shop owner, somebody becoming a local farmer, and somebody becoming a Chinese tourist, whatever. And also based on the creation of KPIs for the specific situation, so that it's also clear what action should happen and how that result and the success of these actions should be measured. And it's hopefully an enjoyable way to grasp the sustainable development strategies for everybody involved. So, and this is based on the idea that, of course, today, everybody probably has something like this in the pocket. So a lot of the factual information is easily available, not only with Google, but now with ChatGPT or with Gemini and services like that. So you don't need a presenter. Don't need a professor like me to tell you this kind of things. What you still need is to understand the connections, the interconnectedness of things, and you have to have practical experiences. And this role play is a way where you can, in a condensed way, also step out of your normal shoes and step into the shoes of somebody else and thinking in another way, how for somebody else, from one of the other stakeholders, the development and the tourism situation now and in the future might be. So I can show you quickly how this is offered. So it can be a one-day workshop or a two-day workshop. There should be at least 6 participants for the 6 stakeholders. The best would be to have up to 18 people, so 3 different roles for each stakeholder group. But of course, it can also be more people if required. You need a venue where these people can fit in, and maybe some space where they can meet for their group work discussions. If necessary or if wished for, I can also join in online. And participants will receive a certification at the end, and we have our new website. And if they do not disagree to that, they will also be listed as certified participants on the website. So what we do is in the morning, we have an introduction, something similar to what we are just talking about now. And then the roles will be assigned. And so it might then so happen that the older gentleman gets the role of the younger lady or the other way around. And then the stakeholder groups have to define what is our interest. So somebody running a souvenir shop will not mind that there are lots of tourists coming, because everybody wants to buy a Coca-Cola and a fridge magnet. Maybe a 5-star hotel general manager will be more in favor of more restrictions, because they are only interested in affluent visitors if they're a 5-star, and so on. And if there's additional data needed, they can use smartphones and other tools we just discussed to get more information. And then they will present their findings, and then we will see, are there any contradictions, and probably there will be. And by the way, the photos you see, this is from the workshops we did. This one in the participants from Bangkok. And then in the afternoon, the alignment discussions should take place, and hopefully there is a final solution found how all the different interests can be put in the same direction. And then the last part will then be to say, okay, let's develop KPIs, let's develop ways to define what should be measured, what is important, and then let's do this KPIs, and then at the end, surprise, surprise, there will be a group photo. For the 2-day workshop, this is then for universities. It's basically the same, but as this will be for students who don't know the product so good, and maybe it will be also even talking about the place, not where the university is, but some other place, they will have the need to have more time to find out information. And again, they're supposed to do this with their own means, like smartphones and computers and so on. So, okay, I think we can skip this. What are the learning objectives? So, of course, understanding the meaningful tourism paradigm, having experience in engaging in role play, developing solutions in cooperation with other people, and then to learn how to measure the impact. And for this, as I said, briefly have a look at what are key performance indicators. So key performance indicators should be SMART, so which means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So, and of course, they should be important, so that you can see on the slide. So if how many snacks you have in your car is really not that important, but if you have enough fuel in your car or not, if you want to reach somewhere, that is important, or now hopefully your battery is loaded enough. So these goals, of course, have to be important. And so there's a example I took from a website. So if you are a healthcare facility and you say, we want to enhance patients' experience, everyone will agree and say, yes, yes, yes. But what does it mean? So if you use the SMART framework, then you will have something like a specific idea. So saying, increase the patient satisfaction score by 25%, focusing on outpatient services and based on surveys which are done over the next year. So if you do something like this, then it is specific. You are saying it's about the satisfaction and it's about outpatients. It is measurable. The feedback survey score is something you can clearly use. It's achievable. And that, of course, will have to be discussed before. Is increasement of 25%, is this too ambitious or not ambitious enough? So it has to be just right, according to the experience you have before. It has to be relevant. And of course, the patient's experience is important for a healthcare facility. And the last one is time bound. So it says, okay, within 1 year. So it also has a clear timeline, and you will include maybe quarterly checkpoints, so to see where you are going to. So that, and what are the outcomes for the participants? So you can see they get a nice certificate. They hopefully understand meaningful tourism much better, and they have learned something about problem solving and critical thinking. And they understand that different stakeholders have different interests, and this is not just a personal thing, but it is, of course, according to what kind of business they are running or how they are involved in tourism. Learning how to craft mutual beneficial solutions that are actionable and scalable, and experience in stakeholder alignment and development of measurable, practical, positive outcomes. And at the end, of course, they get a certificate so they can show everybody that they know about meaningful tourism. In many cases, well, it will not be the participants paying, but the companies or organizations will pay. So what's in for them? The outcome for the companies or organizations is that they can initiate a reflection. So you can take a step back and think about, okay, what are we doing? And how do we have to change that because circumstances are changing? What are the necessary updates of our product, our activities, our branding? It is also enabling the staff and the members of the company or the organization to achieve a deeper understanding. What are the objective interests of different stakeholders? So it is not just about that this guy is nice and this guy is not nice, but that they have objective interests. And also it is important to provide a creative and non-hierarchical environment, because in this role play, it might be that the CEO participating is given the job of a low-level person, and one of the interns is the tourism minister of the country in the role play. So that it's a non-hierarchical environment, which should help to develop a new holistic, sustainable strategy based on measurable benefits and satisfactions of all stakeholders. So this is always the focus of the whole discussion, and develop smart KPIs. Of course, in the training, this can only be the first step, but we are all our trainers and we ourselves here are happy then to support the further development of a strategy and of KPIs in more detailed as a result of the first steps in the workshop. So we have already started to certify our trainers. So you can see here, this is a list of those who are certified by now. And I'm happy to say that we have another 6 or 7 persons already in the pipeline. And we will do another train the trainer session and ending with certification in the coming weeks. So, of course, happy to hear from you in the chat or using WhatsApp or using our new email address from our new website. And of course, also if you happen to be in Kathmandu, come and visit us. We're at the GATE Global Academy of Tourism and Hospitality Education. Thank you and goodbye.